Alright, let's talk about the live action Lilo and Stitch remake. And I've got to admit, I think I like this one slightly more than the original. Let me explain. The story, while it is very similar and takes like a lot of the same beats as it should, it adds its own twist and actually expands upon it way more than the animated one. And I like the changes that they made to bring it to live action, as there is more depth to it, and it also makes the whole like story of the movie like better in my opinion, because there's more to it, and like it doesn't feel like just a random thing that happens. Like in the animated one, a lot of the events just sort of happen and then something completely unrelated gets blamed for it. In the live action one, they make it way better on why those events that are, by the way, like beat for beat what happens in the animated one, but in the live action one, they make it more like consistent to what the outcome they want is, and it actually makes more sense, because like in the animated one, when Stitch starts bringing Lilo down under with him, it's because he's being grabbed, and like sure they can't see it, but then like how does that bring the theme of the movie together? While in this one, he was almost grabbed, but then he escapes and they're all like away, and he's just trying to fight to stay out of the water and accidentally does cause Lilo to like drown. And it makes more sense how he would feel guilty about that later, instead of the other one where he was also begging for help. And it like just all the tiny little changes that they make to the live action one just enhances the story and makes it way better. So I'm gonna give the story a hand grenade score. Now, cinematically speaking, is where I'm going to get to the real reasons why I like this one more than the animated original. And that is purely due to the fact that we get to see Stitch be a menace, a complete menace in this movie. He does way more bad things in the live action adaptation than in the animated version. And that makes Lilo's like, oh, you're this percent bad, which is weird for someone your size, make way more sense in the live action one than in the animated one, where they had just met. And like, he doesn't do half the stuff that he does in the live action one by the time we see him in the animated one at the same point of them having that talk. And also like the timeline is way better in the live action one, where they have multiple days instead of just 3 days. Why 3 days? How do you expect to train a dog in a day actually? And that's what, like, okay, you have a little more time. And also, the dog wasn't even part of the requirements to let Nani keep Lilo in the live-action movie, which, in my opinion, is way better, because that was so dumb in the animated one, and, like, I love the animated one. But I think that what they did with the live-action one is just way better and smarter in most areas. And cinematically speaking is one where also you just gotta admit that that Stitch design that they made for live-action is perfect. It is so cute and fuzzy, and everyone has to admit that. Like, come on, let's be honest. There's a reason why they were flaunting it around everywhere before they even showed a real trailer. But like, this one has heart to it. It's weird. It's not often that you get a live action remake that has a lot of heart, and this one does. And in my opinion, also enhances the material from the original animated one. So I'm giving a hand grenade score on cinematics. Directing, I thought was really solid, really well made. I thought it was brilliantly paced. I thought it was almost kind of perfectly executed. I do think the third act is a little weak, but that's more on how they told the narrative and just general, especially since how much I liked the first act, in how Stitch was just a pure menace to everything, and him and Lilo getting to actual trouble to cause Nani to get fired from her jobs, unlike in the animated one where they don't do much and she just gets fired for it. Like in this one, it makes more sense why she can't get the jobs and why she's getting fired than in the animated one. And I just really liked how they did it, because the live action, like, the more I think about it, the more I like the live action one more than the animated one. And that's all I really have to say. Acting, phenomenal work. Directing, like I said, it was phenomenal. Hand grenade score to finish that off, and acting was phenomenal as well. I really liked all the performances. They were all great. I'm not going to bring anything out. I don't really have anyone to focus on, but yeah, they were all great. So hand grenade score there as well. Overall, this is just a certified hand grenade movie, and I wasn't expecting that. I was really not expecting to love this movie as much as I did. It was really, really enjoyable, and honestly, kind of better than the original. And I know I'm gonna get nailed on the cross for saying that, but you gotta think about it. Like, the original has its downfalls too, but this one has just more of what I liked about Lilo and Stitch, and that's Stitch being a menace, and this one delivers. So I have to give the ups to this one. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on the live action Lilo and Stitch, if you've seen it or now you're planning on seeing it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.